Good evening. It's nearly 6:30 p.m. here in Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. Welcome to the Professor Dor Show. Hope your day was okay. Mine was okay. So today I want to talk about a story that took place in the year 1994. At that time I was in Form 2. Here in Kenya the system is 844. 8 years of elementary school, 4 years of secondary and 4 years of high school, although they have changed now. But that time I was in Form 2, that's like, I don't know, can you call it class 10, something like that. I was, 16 years? So this story happened in 1994. They have said it was well publicized in Kenyan newspapers. So this is the story. There used to be a member of parliament. Here in Kenya, you have a parliament, and then we have governors, we have president. So the parliament is like other parliaments in other countries. We copied the British system, where you have a parliament, you also have a senate, you also took it from the American system. Kenya is just it's like a hybrid. Parliament, senate, you have the president who is the head of state. So the parliament is the one which does the laws in Kenya, which formulates laws in Kenya and passes laws, passes bills. Like in other countries, I'm sure you have parliaments in your country. So now, this guy was an MP in 1994. Let's call him Mheshimiwa. Here in Kenya, we call members of parliament Mheshimiwa. That means honorable. It's a word of respect in Swahili language. So this Mheshimiwa, let's just call him Mheshimiwa, was a man with 2 wives. So the first wife had 5 children. The second one had only 1 child. Only one, a boy. So the boy is the story of this story. The boy, let's call him Abel, was that time 12 years old. That was in 1994. He was 12 years old. So the mother was the second wife of this Mheshimiwa, was a member of parliament. He was polygamous, 2 wives. So now one day, they wanted a shamba boy. He had bought a house for her and a farm. So he wanted a shamba. Shamba boy is a servant. So we can call them house help. So he wanted more of a gardener. Yes, a gardener. So here we call them shamba boy. A gardener in Kiswahili is shamba boy. So he got a shamba boy who was aged 17 years to have that second wife. So the Mheshimiwa got the second wife a shamba boy. This shamba boy, let's call him Aaron. So we have the wife, second wife. We have Abel, her son, 12 years. And then Aaron, the shamba boy, who was around 17. Now this Aaron had a very interesting story. This young man was from a neighboring country. He came and then was brought by relatives. So he was telling the Mheshimiwa that he had run away from a war zone. His parents of Aaron had been killed in the war. That's what he was saying. So he was an orphan. So Aaron was an orphan because his parents had been killed in the civil war. So the Mheshimiwa, so this is a good boy, can be the shamba boy for my second wife. He starts work. The guy is working hard. Now this was what was being reported by the newspapers. So now, with them, this shamba boy became a very good friend of the young boy, the young son of Mheshimiwa, called Abel. So Abel is the young boy, the son of the Mheshimiwa. Aaron is the shamba boy. So this Abel becomes a good friend of Aaron, the shamba boy. They do things together because Aaron was very good in making these toys for children. Back in the day, we never used to go and buy toys from the shop. They would be homemade. So he would make these cars from wires, electric wires or wires. And it was very nice cars, cardboard. So children loved Aaron, the neighboring children, because this was a small farm. The Mheshimiwa usually used to visit there maybe once a month. Here members of parliament are busy, not busy helping us, but busy moving from one place to other, raising funds for people or making deals. So I don't know what he was doing, that Mheshimiwa. So now, what happens? One day, all of a sudden, Abel, the mom comes home, Abel is missing. He asks the maid in the house. He doesn't know where Abel is. He goes and looks for Aaron, the Shamba boy. Aaron is also missing, gone. The first day passes. The second day, she calls Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa comes. They start looking for Aaron in the house. They're not getting him. So they're wondering what. The third day, fourth, they report to the police. Now that's when we, how can I say, we started knowing the story in the national news. The son of an MP, of a member of parliament, Mheshimiwa, is lost. So it's in all newspapers, front pages, on television. At that time, we only had one television station. So it was easy to reach many people. They wondering, this young boy is where has he gone? People are reading the newspaper. So me, I just read it, saw it on television, and I dismissed it from my mind. After 1 week of searching, then they come, they get Aaron. They're able to catch him, Aaron, as he's trying to cross the border into the neighboring country. He's caught, he's transferred back here in Nairobi. They start interrogating the guy, this Aaron, the garden or Shamba boy. After 2 days of interrogating, he says he admits he killed the son. He killed that Abel, that young boy. They tell him, why did you throw the body? Where is the body? He takes them back to that compound of that second wife. And you can't believe this. He had put the body in a septic tank. You know, here people put septic tanks. You have a toilet and then it's a septic tank for the waste and all that. They get it, the body is decomposed. You cannot even know it was a human being. It's skeleton. So they do DNA testing. That time DNA had come. They do testing. Then they find out that this is Abel. He was killed. Yes. Then they do other investigation. They find that he was strangled and all that. So now this Aaron goes to court. It's a long trial for a whole year. In court, and we're just following its big story. The son of an MP was killed by the Shamba boy, and he was put in the septic tank. People don't want to understand why this Aaron did it, but after all, it come and found out that Aaron used to smoke marijuana and bang. So one day he had smoked, and then they disagreed with the young boy. He took a stone and hit him on the head. So the young boy collapsed, and instead of not going and call medical attention, he panicked. He took the body, threw it in the septic tank. But now he started realizing, people ask, I'm the only one in this compound with this kid, and also the house help had gone to the market. So he decided to pack his things and run away. So now he was found guilty and sentenced to life, 1994. Sentenced to life imprisonment. So I never, after that, being imprisoned, we have never heard of that, of him again, that Aaron. After being, at that time he was 17. So those were like nearly 30 years ago. So I'm sure he's now 47, a grown man. You know, once you're jailed, you're not allowed to have a family. I don't know if he died in prison, that Aaron, but later on, the MP, Mheshimiwa, died of old age. He was an old man then, around 50, 60 then. So those were many years he died. One of his children also became an MP, and life continued. So that's why I'm saying murder in the house. That young man was killed very young, at a very young age, by a house help. So you, if you're watching me, beware of the people you bring in your compound. If you have a family, you can bring devils in the house. Be very aware of people you bring in your house. Ensure you bring people you can trust. And if you are a woman, be a housewife. Until the children become older, then you can do your things. These things of women leaving their children in the care of other people, we have seen in the newspaper. Children suffering, being beaten, being maimed, being sexually assaulted. So that's what I'm saying. You need to take care of your children. Entrust them with the people you can trust. Or you, if you're a woman, look after the children. Let them grow and then go back to your career. Because children matter. You don't need to leave them and they fall the same fate of that Abel, was killed by that Shamba boy, Aaron. So this is Professor Duor, and that's my story, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. Kwaheri ya kuonana, kwaheri. Thank you.